Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of LBK Rhythm and Roots podcast. I'm your host, Jason Robertson. Today we're in Studio 1314 in downtown Lubbock inside Citizens Tower with a really cool bunch of guys. These guys that I have with me today comprise a band called Jazz Alley, and it's a tradition that's been carried on at Jazz Louisiana Kitchen for almost 4 decades. And these guys comprise a band called Jazz Alley that through those 4 decades over the years, combinations of multiple arrangements of musicians have been playing there every Thursday evening. And I've got JT, Grady, Joe, and Matt with me today. And Joe, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you're part of the original group that started playing at Jazz back in the day.
Yeah, very strange thing. Well, something that happened. Don Caldwell called me one night and he said, "Can you come out to Jazz and play with us?" Okay, all right. And so that was the beginning. The next Thursday, I had no idea that I was supposed to have been there. And he gave me a call. It usually started at 9. He gave me a call about 8:45. "Where are you?" And I said, "Why? What's up?" He said, "You're supposed to be here at Jazz." And so from that day on, it's been a Thursday night tradition there at Jazz for me.
So I don't know if this is true or not, but would that be the longest standing residency still going in Lubbock today?
As far as we know. As far as we know.
I mean, the Jam probably was right there with it, the Sunday Night Jam, but that's kind of dissipated. So I guess this is probably the longest running. That's cool. So JT, let's talk about JT holds the record for most appearances on the show. You're getting, extra coffee cup.
All right.
We give nice prizes around here.
I can always use them.
How did you end up getting involved with the Jazz Alley group?
Well, like you said, various members over the course of different decades, and for the time, I guess I told you this last time I was on the show. I came to Tech in the 90s, came to Lubbock in the 90s to attend Texas Tech. And when I started going out to clubs to watch different bands, of course, we'd head out to Jazz for food. And then once we realized that was a venue, the place to be at, we went there every night. When I came across Jazz Alley a few years later, their drummer was James Price. And James Price was an amazing percussionist, drummer, a vocalist, good looking. He had that thing. He had that spirit, and he was definitely a focal point. And well, God rest his soul, because he's no longer with us. And well, that's how I became the drummer for Jazz Alley. James passed away sometime, and I believe it was 2015. I just moved back from New York City, and Matt had given me a call about filling in. And at first I thought, when you fill in for somebody, normal circumstances, something, scheduling or something. But when we had learned that, and I learned that James was sick and then he passed away, I was offered sort of the permanent seat. It's an honor, and it's a solemn honor, of course, but I try my best to, of course, carry on that tradition of just entertainment. Give the people something to smile at, laugh at, enjoy their food and drinks too, and I always say, enjoy the company of good people and good food and good drink. And Jazz's motto, of course, is taken from Mardi Gras, laissez le bon temps rouler, which means to let the good times roll. And this band has definitely helped to provide that atmosphere every Thursday night for 4 decades. So when James passed away and the honor was bestowed upon me to become the drummer, I think one night someone asked about a song that he sings, which is A Wonderful World, and he would do it in the voice of Louis Armstrong with a nice gruff, grit to it. I can't do that, so when they requested it, I was going to sing it, just restylize it, more of a bluesy jazz vocalist style, and it's become, of course, a tradition again. And we have actually have the honor of having a family that comes every once in a while who used to come probably every Thursday for a couple of decades. And we've seen their babies grow up into young men. And I mean, it's to, of course, you start thinking about your own, your place in life and as you grow older and stuff. But to to have families that base their gatherings upon our performances and come generation after generation, and from James to me to whoever's next, it's an honor to get to be part of that. But that's how I fell into the drummer seat. I inherited it from someone pretty special. So yeah,
that's a pretty cool tradition to be a part of. I mean, it's pretty much a legacy that's been doing that for the last 4 decades.
Definitely.
Grady, how about you? How did you get into the fold here with these guys?
Well, at the time, Luis Martinez was running the group. James was still with us, and Tommy Anderson, that's who I took the place of. He had been the trumpet player for them since the beginning with Don Caldwell and James and Joe. So one day I got asked to play by Luis, and Luis said, Tommy's wanting to step down and we need a trumpet player. Are you interested? And I said, of course. I knew about the group for a long time and knew this would be a great avenue for me to play jazz on a weekly basis instead of every once in a while basis. And so Tommy stepped down. He didn't pass away. He stepped down and I took over. And of course, Luis on the first gig said, if you screw this up, you're fired. And I go,
no pressure.
Okay, no pressure. So I guess I didn't screw it up because I'm still on the gig. And I went for about 9 years. And then being a school teacher, it was kind of rigorous, Friday mornings, And I had also changed jobs at a different school, so I was having to get up really early because it was out of town. And so I had to kind of bow out of the group for a while. And I think I was out for about 3 or 4 years or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. And they had a saxophone player that's taking place, and he had just graduated from Tech. And Matt called me, and I said, okay, but it was marching band season, and there was no way I could do Thursday nights. I said, after the marching band season is over, then sure, I can do it on a regular basis, and that's exactly what happened. So been on it to the present. So that's been about 10 years or so. So I retired from school business in 2017. So it's been absolutely great. Love it. Look forward to it every Thursday night. So that's my story.
Great. Matt, how about you?
I played a job, I guess maybe my second year in Lubbock with Grady. I'd been hired to teach music theory at Texas Tech. I was new to town, but they knew I played jazz piano. And I don't know how Grady found out about me, but he called me for a trio job, and I played with him. And I guess I did well enough that he recommended me to Luis. And I forget whether it was Luis or you that called me to play, but that's when I joined. It was very shortly after that gig, maybe a month or something, to replace Paul Green, who was the pianist before me.
How long you been with the group?
Since, well, on and off, since 2001. My child was born in 2002, and then I took a few years off in there just to spend more time at home, because at that time the band was like a traveling band. We'd play at least one weekend a month in Amarillo. We'd drive to Amarillo on a Friday night, drive back home, and then drive again on a Saturday night. I already have like a 40-hour-a-week job at Texas Tech. So we were playing four or 5 nights a week sometimes, and that was like too much. So I stepped out for maybe 2-3 years, but then I got right back in. So yeah.
Well, I noticed when you said 2001, Joe almost fell out of his chair.
Yes.
Because time flies when you're having fun,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
whenever anybody asks about who's been in the band the longest, and I have to think about it. I mean, yeah, I've been the bass player in Jazz Alley for a good number of years. A story that I can let you know about, the owner of Jazz, Tracy, when they were planning for their 40th birthday, which was a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I was just getting the details of what we needed to do, where we needed to play. And then she said, it's so strange with you guys. I've got some customers that have let me know that they come here on Thursday night just to hear the band. And so, when you hear owner of a venue say something like that, I said, okay, we must be doing something right. And but yeah, it's been when I look around me, we've been together. This segment of the band has been together, JT, 11 years.
Yeah.
So, but the early years, it was, there's in that 40-year period, there's been a lot of local musicians that have played in the band. We were talking about it earlier. Paul Green. Paul was a person that there wasn't a song that he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Paul could, somebody would ask, okay, do you know this song? And Paul would kind of tinker with it. And next thing you know, he'd be at break, he'd go write it out on a napkin and hand it to me. And we'd play it, He was just that versatile and that mindful of his craft. But anytime anybody says anything about, how long this band has been together, I have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and being able to be a part of something for that long that's made such an impact in so many people's lives, and the fact that, you have a local establishment, locally owned restaurant. Shout out to Jazz Louisiana Kitchen, by the way. Great food, and obviously a huge supporter of the arts. When you have that combination, it's something special. And I bet to be a part of that for so long, it has to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, the thing about this business is that nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
And that's anybody, if this room was full of musicians, they'd all nod.
Mm-hmm.
Because just when you think got something going on, it's going to go for a long time, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so that's why this gig is really a really special thing, because especially after COVID, because once we were off, I really thought we're done. That's the end of that era. And sure enough, Joe or Matt called me, said, well, Tracy wants us back. And I'm like, amazing. So, but you can't, nothing's forever in the music business.
That's right. Well, guitar players go to jail, they get divorces, people, somebody wants to be a songwriter themselves and they move on. I mean, it's it's the nature of it.
And somebody doesn't get along. That's another thing too. The group, you find people that are compatible, like we are, it's pretty special.
Well, and for people who have not played music or haven't played in a full band scenario, they probably don't understand that you have a band family. It's a brotherhood or a brother sisterhood, whatever it is. It's a family, and there's something special when you get on stage with a group of people and everything's in sync, and the energy and the music and everything is just the right spot. There's no other feeling that can compare to that. And so I can tell you guys are really close. I can't wait for the performance, because I'm sure you're really tight after playing with each other 11 years.
We have our moments.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting on a Wednesday afternoon. I mean, the sun's still up and everything. So
we've got it dark in here.
Oh, yeah. So
We'll set the mood.
We'll set the mood for it. But for sure.
Maybe we should have brought in some jazz food for the smell, kind of give the ambiance.
But then you would have had 4 hungry musicians missing
and a hungry
notes,
host.
That's right. But
I love jazz. I've been going there off and on for years. I've heard you guys play before. The folks at home are in for a huge treat. I'd like to, so a handful of you guys, 3 of you guys are educators in the music field. And I know JT and you and I have talked about this, but to be a musician and then also to cultivate and mentor and bring up other musicians, is that the highlight of being a musician and being able to teach your craft and share it with other people? Is to watch them grow in their own musicality?
You grow into that as a person. Not a lot of people start off in the music industry to be a teacher or a music educator or a person who, passes on that craft. And I do remember saying to a college mate of mine one day, "Oh, I'll never be a teacher. My mom and dad were teachers. I saw the pain and the strife that they went through, and I don't want any of that." And he looks at me and he smiled and he goes, famous last words of a person who'll be a teacher one day. He says, "Anybody who has that kind of passion for this kind of realm and industry will definitely pass it on and teach one day." He says, "We all grow old, and one day maybe this won't work no more, and we're going to have to find a way to manifest the passion." And he says, "And teaching's where it's at." And I gave him the look like, ha. And now I'm here.
And he's like, "I told you so."
If it wasn't for my teachers, I wouldn't be here. None of that manifest, none of that joy, none of the traveling, the road experiences, the home experiences, the international travel, the relationships. I think that was key, and I think that was probably what I was leading with when I first became a musician, was to make connections and relationships with people. But if that isn't teaching, I'll eat this hat, because that's what makes good teachers. Good teachers is relationship, relating to your students, to your colleagues, to yourself. Because if it's one thing that the last few years I've come back into teaching, this is year 3, is you definitely introspect. You're going to learn a lot about yourself, and then you're going to help yourself out so that you can be the best for your students. And when it comes down to it, it takes a village, and I was lucky enough to have a piano teacher at age 4, Mrs. Steele, who's still alive and sends me these great inspirational messages. Miss McNally was one of my first band directors in junior high and high school. Rich Williams, my first real, true drum and percussion teacher. Keith Bearden at Texas Tech University, who taught me how to march and stay in a foot and a half. And, of course, Dr. Lisa Rogers and Professor Shin, who's not here anymore. They definitely gave me what I have. And then my other teachers come from the stage, these guys.
Yeah.
And what I learned from having people around you, and Joe says, well, I'm not an educator. Nah, he's an educator. He's a teacher. He's taught me a lot about life and about people and being a person. And some of those long cruises to Midland, the talks and the conversations, I'm tearing up on purpose because, man, you're not guaranteed. Music isn't guaranteed. Your next gig isn't guaranteed. Your next breath is not guaranteed. But if you have a system like this, shoot.
Yeah.
If it's my last breath, I'll enjoy it because I know I got to be part of this. So, and what you just asked, yes, passing it on is what it's about. I've received it from these guys. I've received it from my teachers and professors, and now I get to be part of that big circle. And it's a circle. So I'm proud to be a part of that, and proud that I still get to participate in such a fantastic realm with everybody who's involved. So, yeah, that's an awesome question. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, man, for what you do. Grady, how about you? Did you, when you were coming up in age, did you dream of being an educator in this field? Is that something that you had on your mind from early, or did you just fall into that role?
My love was the trumpet. That was the big thing. There's a gentleman that used to be on the Tonight Show called Doc Severson, was the trumpet player, leader of the band, the big band, and everything. And I just dreamed what a wonderful job that must be, being a professional trumpet player. That's what really started me out. I'm still trying to do it, by the way. And but I came up through the ranks just like some of the guys here. I went through a beginning in junior high and high school band, and unlike the rest of the guys, I went straight in, auditioned for the United States Army Band, and became an Army bandsman, and did that, loved every minute of that, and finished my tour. And after that, I got out and kind of bummed around Fort Worth for a little while until I auditioned for a Las Vegas-style group and got on. And then that was the beginning of doing 5 years, 6 nights a week, 48 weeks a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was busy.
Trial by fire.
It was, and learned a lot. And then I met the girl that's my wife now. She was a tech student. And then I thought, well, band directing might be just where I need to go. And that's what happened. So I went to tech and went all the way through both degrees in music, and got out and started teaching band. The rest is history.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Matt, let's skip down there to you. I'm going to come back to Joe here in a minute. I got a special question for Joe, but how about you? Are you right where you dreamed you would be?
Oh, I don't know if I have always known that would be here. I mean, I know I didn't. When I was in high school, I wasn't quite sure. I just knew I wanted to do something in music. And I got an undergraduate degree in composition from Louisiana State University. But I got introduced to jazz in high school. I had a piano teacher, Willis Deloney, who taught me a lot about playing. I learned of him from a good friend, Mike Esnault, who was also taking from me. He said, "You need to come study with my teacher." He introduced me to a lot of the jazz that I became really passionate about. So those two guys were hugely influential in me taking on this direction. But as far as composition goes, I wrote some jazz compositions in high school, and he actually played one of them on his faculty recital. He taught at Southeastern, which is actually where the great jazz pianist Bill Evans went when he was in college. So the fact that he was playing this piece of mine on his faculty recital, this play in the a concert stage where Bill Evans probably heard concerts and played a few of them himself, just blew my mind, and really made sure I was in the right field as far as deciding on music theory as my my day job. That I didn't really discover until I actually went to college and realized that a whole lot of people want to be Beethoven, but very few people want to be a professional theorist. So surprise, surprise, the job market is actually a lot more tenable in music
There's
theory.
a lot of availability.
And I really love both. I can still compose as a theorist,
Yeah.
but I can also get a job as a theorist much more easily. And so, I got the job at Texas Tech in 1999.
Oh, wow.
And that's what drew me to Lubbock. And that's when I started teaching in Lubbock, but I had actually been teaching as a graduate student. I went to the City University of New York, and I taught at Queens College there. And I loved teaching from the very first semester I did it. I actually taught before that privately, but classroom teaching, I really loved it, and definitely was convinced by that point I'd made the right decision.
Very cool.
He even enjoyed teaching students like me because I was one
Oh,
of his.
that was your professor.
Mhm, I was back left corner.
Yeah.
Everybody knows why you picked that seat, but sublimely, I heard everything you said.
He was a star pupil.
That's right. I was a star pupil. I kept everyone else awake, and you snore loud enough, everybody's like,
That's right.
I've only asked one other person that I've taught to be in this band,
Yeah.
and that was Rex Novak.
that's
so
right.
There you go.
So he's probably better at theory than I am, but hey, I'm a drummer. We're good.
Joe, I know you're not a degreed educator. That hasn't been your career. But as JT alluded to, as a musician, longtime musician, I know you've mentored and helped guys along the way, So is that part of what kind of drives you to keep playing music? Not only the love for the music, but the camaraderie and the teaching each other and the learning from each other. Is that something that you really enjoy?
No way of describing just the feeling of being able to play with these guys on a Thursday night. My background, I started music in like the 6th grade. I was like 13. And my mentors were Roy Roberts and JT Braxton. And so they were responsible for getting me involved in this. So what has happened since then, the people, in fact, I can think about some of the guys that have played with us at Jazz. Jerry Serrano.
Mm.
When he was in school, he would come out to Jazz on Thursday nights, and he would sit in with us, and that's how he got his performance done for the week. Matt mentioned Rex Novak. Rex is now a band director there in El Paso, but during the time he was in Lubbock and at Tech, he'd come out to Jazz, and finally he's an alumni now. He played about a year, but I've just had a good time seeing people grow and different musicians come and go. So yeah, even though I'm not an instructor, I try to pass on information that I've learned this playing this long.
Well, there's been guys who have mentored me along the way in songwriting or guitar or whatever it is that I've been trying to get better at. And those guys are my mentors and instructors. They may not be through a college, but I think that's so important and such a vital thing in the music community here is, the tenured musicians, the experienced musicians are so good about showing love and compassion and lifting up the ones coming up. I think it's such a cool thing. And obviously you guys have been doing that for a long time.
Now, you mentioned Mr. Robertson and Mr. Braxton. Mr. Braxton was my first exposure to a musician in this town when I got off the road. I had a gig. I have tremendous respect for Mr. Braxton and Roy Roberts. They're kind of unsung heroes of this town.
Yeah.
They're pillars. A lot of people don't know who they are, but they were big shots. And Braxton, when I had a gig at the old not the Copper Caboose. What was the one at downtown? It's the Buddy Holly Center now. Used to be
The Depot?
The Depot.
Depot,
Yeah. That's where my first gig was with Mr. Braxton, and he blew me off the stage, I might add. He was really good and made me woodshed and get my act together. So really good guys.
We were blessed enough to have him for so many years that even I've been able to perform with him during a summer music program at Tech. He gave a lecture to a young group of students, and Joy Harris and I were a little rhythm section to back him up on just some jazz formed music just to show him off. And at the time he was 98, but he was playing like it was incredible. And the advice he gave was to be intimate with your instrument. It should be the last thing that you touch before you go to bed and the first thing that you grab when you wake up in the morning. And he said, practice, train. But when it comes down to it, sometimes it just comes down to luck. Right place at the right time. But if you're granted that blessing, you better be ready to blow your horn or to play whatever. And even though I had already been a seasoned musician at that point, just hearing that was like, yeah. And I took that to heart. It was about the time I started playing bass guitar. So his advice helped me learn a new instrument and further on this journey. So, yeah.
Well, that leads me right into my next question. I always love asking this question, especially with guys who've been playing music pretty much their whole life for decades and decades. Matt, let's start on the end with you. If there's anybody out there that's wanting to chase this path, whether they want to be a musician or an educator in music, whatever it may be, what would some advice, what to do, what not to do for these young people coming up that are aspiring to be in this field that you guys are in?
Well, listen to everybody. Aggressively pursue the craft. Don't just wait for it to happen to you, but really go after it with everything you have, because it's a real gift to be able to study music. Not everybody can do that all over the world. A lot of people have more pressing concerns. We're lucky we live in a country where people can do that. So don't take it for granted. Aggressively go after that knowledge. Learn what you need to learn. As though your life depended on it, make the most of all the time you have.
Joe?
Well, I can kind of relate to what I was taught and what people kind of laid on me. The first thing would be patience. Don't overthink what you're doing and don't take it for granted. And then also have the ability to learn your instrument. I mean, whatever it is, if it's vocal, if it's trumpet, if it's keyboards, if it's drums, learn it. Learn how to get around on it. Learn where you can find things. And then I guess the last thing would just what they taught me is to make sure you pass it on to somebody else. You know, just don't keep it to yourself. Don't be selfish. So if somebody would ask me about it, those would be the things that I would say. You know, be very observant and curious as to how things are done and why they are done.
Grady?
Well, I took a lesson from a guy named Jay Saunders, who's conducting the 1 O'Clock Band at University of North Texas now. I think he still is. And he was a trumpet player with the Stan Kenton Band. He was a big shot. I took a lesson one time, and it's always stuck with me because he'll always say, take lessons from everybody. Find other musicians, listen to what they're saying, take tips, because no one knows it all. But there's somebody out there that's going to say something that's going to change everything. And you look back on them, that's important person to me. But they'll just be open to kind of what Joe was saying. Just got to be open to ideas and what other people are saying and pick up on that and try and experiment. Now, obviously, that comes after what Joe said about learning your craft. The first thing to do is you got to learn how to play the instrument. Doesn't matter what instrument it is. And it's truly a Zen thing. Mm-hmm. You got to become one with the instrument. Dustin Garrett, I've played gigs at Dustin Garrett several times, and when he plays, it's like he knows his instrument really well, and it shows. So it's really a Zen thing, doing that. Then the last thing I would say, I'm almost afraid to say it, don't quit your day gig.
Not just yet.
Not just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that day gig while you're learning coming up because, you may be living in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
Hey, thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
JT, you got anything to add on that?
Yeah, well, where I work, we talk a lot and learn a lot about virtue. So what I would say to anyone who has the interest and the passion for this kind of realm is to have grace with yourself, with the realm, with the process, because everybody starts somewhere. Generationally, it's different what kind of pressure people put on themselves to perform and to achieve. I'm Gen X. We had coaches, and we all know what monkey bars are and barrel rolls, and take a lap pause was probably my nickname. So, but the thing is that even then, it was because those people wanted to make sure that you had some fortitude in here. But you also have to have grace. Don't beat yourself up. Don't burn yourself to a cinder. Meet the universe and the creator above halfway, and they'll meet the other half. But even though you have grace, make sure you put forth some effort, because if you do nothing, nothing's going to happen. And meet yourself halfway, and the universe will, not always, but sometimes it'll give you a break. Yeah. But back to what Papa Braxton said, be ready for whatever break you get. Train hard so that if you're granted a gift, you can run with it and put forth the best energy you can.
That's sage advice for any area of life.
Amen.
Yeah. So what I love about you guys and what I love about Jazz Kitchen is, this was the whole reason behind this show, is to dig into the roots of the music of West Texas, specifically Lubbock. And so I'm very honored for you guys to be here today. I think the tradition and the long-standing residency that you guys have had with jazz not only shows on their part their love for music and the arts and local musicians, but it shows that you guys are true talents. That you can hold that gig and stay with that residency. So it's my honor to have you guys today, and I've enjoyed every second of this interview. So thank you.
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Sure.
So Thursday nights, time frame at Jazz, what is the time frame?
8:30 to 11.
8:30 to 11. So if anybody out there is looking for something to do on a Thursday night, I would strongly suggest you get there early, but go to Jazz Louisiana Kitchen, because it does get packed on Thursday nights. The food is top notch, the best Creole kind of food that you're going to find in town. And some of the best talent you're going to find in town, I promise you, on Thursday night, 8:30 to 11. So again, JT, Grady, Joe, and Matt, Thank you guys. You guys stick around. You can find this episode and all the others archived on the City of Lubbock's YouTube channel. It's the City of Lubbock playlist Rhythm and Roots. They're all there, all 4 seasons. They're also play randomly on the city's TV channel, My LBK Connect. So stay tuned. We're about to have a live performance from Jazz Alley.
Yes, sir.
Till next time.
Hey, everybody. We're Jazz Alley from right here in Lubbock, Texas. We'll be playing a few tunes for you, and we're going to start off with an original tune written by Matt Santa, our keyboardist. It is entitled The Poor Romantic Fool. Enjoy. thank you, everybody. Got another song coming up for you.
Did you want to go to a bass solo on that one?
That's good.
You know what, though? I mean, you said that this is taped. Would y'all want to do another take? Because we got warmed up, and yeah, you know, it was what it was, but we got time for another take. If you want to do another take.
I don't.
And that way we can put in the bass solo and everything. No? Good with it? Okay. All right. Thank you.
What's the next one?
I'll be
I'll be
seeing you.
seeing you. Who's the primary, what do you call it, composer or whatever? What name is the?
I don't know.
Okay. And
It's an old favorite.
this next one's an old favorite entitled I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park, across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, and everything that's bright and gay. I'll always look at you that way. I'll see you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park, across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always look at you that way. I'll see you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you. Thank you.
Now we needed some chicken a la mer and a nice cold one. Well, we got a couple of more tunes. We're going to do a tune called Stella by Starlight. It's an instrumental and a dance along. There's plenty of room on the dance floor. And it goes something like this.
gets lucky occasionally.
So this is
Wonderful. It's a Jewish tune. The wonderful.
Didn't we take a short break? Yes. All right. Well, now we got another couple of vocal tunes for you. And we just want to say on behalf of Jazz Alley from right here in Lubbock, Texas, that we're so grateful to get to be a part of this program. And thank you so much for having us and letting us represent ourselves and our music and the people and the community that we're proud of. So here goes, A Wonderful World. It is a wonderful world. You recognize the song. Sing along if you know the words and make some up if you don't. It'll be all right. Trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days and the dark sacred nights. Still I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. But I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? more than I'll ever know. But I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah, when I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Hey, thank you. It is a wonderful world. All right. Now let's swing it, shake it, shuffle it. You know what to do. This is one we're going to back out of the 5. It will take you back in time, and we'll make you want to dance. Mind the furniture. It's probably fragile, just like all the other places we play. Grady Albert's on trumpet, everybody.
Hey, hey.
There you go. JT Paz on percussion and vocals. Joe Fee on electric bass. Matt Santa on keys and vocals. We're Jazz Alley from Lubbock, Texas. Count it off with us. A 1, a 2, a you know what to do. Hey! I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women, and I'm gonna get me one, yeah. I'm gonna stand on the corner of 12th Street and Vine. Gonna stand up on the corner, hey, of 12th Street and Vine. Well, my Kansas City lady, don't you know she's looking mighty fine? Oh, yes, she is. Well, I might take a train, I might take a plane, but if I have to walk, I'm gonna get back just the same. I'm going to Kansas City, yeah, Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women, and I'm gonna get me one. Go on, Grady, get your son, yeah! Train, I might take a plane, but if I have to walk, I'm gonna get that just the same. I'm going to Kansas City, yeah, Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women, and I'm gonna get me one, maybe 2, maybe 3. I really don't know. We'll see. I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. Well, to Kansas City, yeah, Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women, and I'm gonna get me one. Good Lord, I know that's right. They got some crazy little women, and I'm gonna get me. Oh!